Alright, we're live! I forget every mistake that just happened, please. Jeez Louise. Welcome, Daryl. We're here to play some Mahjong. Because why not? Oh man, I wasn't expecting any of that. I am absolutely going brain dead. Alright, I have music in my description, so you know what that means. That means I'm gonna play this music. What was I playing? Ah yes, some my own music on top of on top of the game music. So it's like something a little new for the listeners, for the viewers out there. Hopefully everyone can still hear my voice and the music, so it's not overpowering one another. So last time I was playing, I was actually playing some threes last night, streaming it to my friend, and showing how Mahjong Soul works. They weren't that interested. I did that tutorial for Mahjong, so I still don't understand any of it. I think the easiest analogy people that don't know how to play Mahjong will get is the fact that it would be, I think it's actually a genius analogy. Think of 52 pickup, or your typical deck of playing cards. You know, 52 cards. You have 1 to 10 Jack, Queen, King of 4 different suits for a deck of playing cards. Now, use the terminologies. You have 4 suits. You have it's a deck of 13. In Mahjong, it's 3 suits in a deck of 9. But there's and just like cards, there's each. Oh, I can't say just like cards, but essentially, each suit, instead of only having 1 copy of it across several suits, right, is actually 4 copies of each of the suits. Oh boy. So, oh boy. 2 games to understand one. If you don't know cards, I don't know. I thought everyone had playing cards when they were kids, so maybe that's a poor assumption on me. But basically, you're going for sets of something. So the basic concept is right now, oh, that's for me. Donkey. Donkey. So basically, you're going for sequences. You're going for sets. Sequence and triplets are sets. Yeah, you're going for sets here, and then once you have, I don't even remember how to play Go Fish. So I want to try to explain this as best as I can. Where you're looking for sets, so I have triples here, yes? So basically you need 4 sets. It doesn't really matter how you get the sets, you just need 4 sets. For Mahjong Soul, which is the Japanese Riichi Mahjong, what you're looking for on top of these sets is actually what's known as a win condition. So basically, you need to satisfy a certain condition with the sets you've created in order to win. So it's like a restriction, kind of. So you can't just win. You can't just win willy-nilly. You must satisfy a certain condition in order to win. For me right now, I have satisfied none of it, and my goal right now is just not deal into this person's hand on my left. That's all I care about right now. Even if someone else wins from their self-draw. Like this, I'm fine. I lose 3,000 points because I'm the only one without 2,000 points. Sorry, it's 2,000 because I'm the only one that didn't have a ready hand. So basically, a tenpai hand. So being one tile away from winning. Because I didn't have that, I had to fork up the points. But that is the gist of it. You're looking for the required number of sequences, like combos. So you have the sequence and the triplets. You get enough of them, you're good to go. There is a different hand which I'm kind of going for right now. Not really anymore now that I drew that, but I technically can still do that. Yeah, forget it. I'll just do this. So, essentially, you want. I'm getting close to like my max number of sequences here, as you can see. I have, or sets. I have one set here, one set here. I have three pairs here, and a single tile here. So what can happen here? I do that, discard this, and now, as you can see, I just need to. I'm one tile away because I have sequence, or I have triple, triple, so that's 3 of my combos, right? Or like my triplets. I have 3 of them, and then I get the last one I needed. So I should probably, since I'm streaming, I should probably turn off sound here. Right. And I got to win there because I satisfied a couple win conditions here. Don't you need a tenpai and a yaku or something like that? It's actually, being tenpai means you're one tile away. Yaku is a win condition. That's what yakus are. They're a win condition. So, what I satisfied was something called prevalent wind, which if you look at the middle where there's tile numbers, so there's 48 tiles left, but also above that it says East 2. So we're in what's known as East Wind for our round. So if you have 3 East Wind tiles, that counts as a yaku. Another yaku I got was the fact that I got all triples. That is also a yaku. So I satisfied 2 different yakus. But yakus are just another way of... another thing to look at for yakus is their Han value. So you have 1 Han, 2 Han, 3 Han, 6 Han, Mangan, Yakuman, double Yakuman. And the thing about those is that that's how you calculate the points. Having more Han means you get more points. So you can build on that. So when you look at the yakus, sometimes at the very bottom, you'll see things that say, this is worth 1 Han, not yaku. And what that is, it means you'll get bonus points for having that in your winning hand, but that is not a win condition. That's what that's saying. So you gotta understand what's a win condition and what's not a win condition. Right now I'm actually going for 7 pairs, and that's a hand. You know what? No, I'm actually gonna switch things up. I'm not going for 7 pairs. Unless I draw more pin tiles, which is highly unlikely here. Welcome, Kishin! And also, Afim, I saw your follow earlier. Yeah, no yaku. Discard this. Hey, welcome! Thanks for dropping by! Yeah, I made a little goof. Oh, Richi, 7 pairs. That's a nasty hand there. It was a single tile weight too. Hope the time mishap doesn't throw you off, man. Nah, don't worry about it, man. That's all me, all me. Like, you have no idea how badly that I messed up. So Here's how I messed up. I can explain this to stream too right now. It's actually, I find it really funny. So what happened was, when I saw that the message was 6 p.m. PST, what I did was I went to say current time PST to see the difference between PST and my time, because I know I'm not PST. I saw that it was 3 hours. So in my head, I was like, oh, 3 p.m. Somehow I associate the 3 hour time difference to be 3 p.m. 3 p.m. my time, which is EDT right now. I don't know. It just happened that way. And then I was like, okay, it's 3. And then I actually started messaging Nusu afterwards, and then I realized at first I thought the collab wasn't happening, and then I realized, oh no, I made a mistake. It's not 3 p.m. PST. It's actually 6 p.m. Or not 3 p.m. PST. 3 p.m. EDT. It's not 3 p.m. EDT. It's 6 p.m. EDT in my head. I'm not saying it was. It's just in my head. And then now I just realized as I started stream, I only did it for about 7 minutes, but it's fine. I finally realized, no, that's still wrong. All of it's still wrong. None of that's right. It's 9 p.m. EDT. That's when the collab's happening. Like, the amount of gymnastics my brain failed to go through to reach this. I went like super simple mode. I saw a number and rolled with it, which is something one should never do. Let's see, what do I want here? Discard the 6s. So yeah, that's my story of how I've somehow made terrible mistakes one after another for today. Which is kind of incredible, I'm not gonna lie. One of the funniest things I've done in a long time, honestly. Alright, so what's happening in the game right now after I've been talking so long about not this game is I'm going for a full-on pin tile hand. I got the green dragon here. The green dragon is a win condition, which is why I got it. Did I seriously just go on a single tile wait? Let's do that. Yes! Gotta read my opponents, man. Gotta read them like a book. Alright. Woo! Alright. Not bad, not bad. Right, what's my quest for today? Silver, too much. Oh, friends room. My friends are busy though. Let's change that. It's silver room stuff. Alright, fine. I can do 4 players. Oh, everyone's offline. Jeez. It's only 6:30 EDT right now. Come on, people. Alright, well, Kishin, I hope you're having a wonderful time, and I hope you're hyped for the collab, because I certainly am. I would say, if you've just got the game as well, by the way, to definitely go through the tutorial to know what you're doing. I kind of just went for it. I've done one before. Yeah, I would say launch a game, go through the settings and tutorials, and see how it is. It's a little gimmicky, and it is a proximity chat thing. So when we get into the lobby, you hold spacebar for welcome Tonks. Yes, Mahjong time, not collab time. Contrary to what my Twitter says, I fixed it somewhat. But yeah. I started streaming Mahjong because, well, I started streaming at, and instead of being like, you know what, I made a mistake, and I'll just stream later, I'll just start streaming now. I can stream for like an hour right now, rest for a bit. I've been going for minutes now? 15 minutes, so yeah. Not bad. What am I looking at here? This goes away. Yeah, and stream Mahjong for a little bit, since I'm in the mood. But I'll have another stream tonight. One of the rare days I actually stream 3 times in one day. This goes away. Yeah, and for Project Winter Vacation, it's proximity chat thing. So spacebar to when we're in a lobby to chat. I think it's also in game you hold spacebar to chat as well. But there's something called like this radio thing which is not proximity. But you have to hold left control for that. But only you'll speak to whoever else holds that radio. That's a little important. Patsu. Uradora. Alright. Small hand, but that's just how that goes. So the thing about fours, or the thing about Mahjong is, you gotta have to, like, kind of know how to read the board or other people's hands. One or the other. You're kind of looking to have a read on them. So, what is that emote? Jeez, that's amazing. Right, so you kind of want a read on your opponent, like the board. This game being, you know, online and stuff really helps in that aspect because you can hover over the tile and see where the discard is, because it highlights it. Like the one there. See, I hovered over that and you can see it highlights it for me. And also, knowing what kind of tile it is. Just now in my threes game, the game that I ended it on was a win, and I won off a switching my weight because I was hovering over it and said which towel I was needed. I discarded a towel and waited for the red dragon when I drew it because I knew with one red dragon already discarded on the field, if someone else draws it, they're more than likely going to be discarding it. And what do you know? My opponent across from me immediately discarded it as I switched my weight. That's kind of understanding the board. This is unfortunate for people because we don't know exactly what they're going for. But what we do know is any tile that they've discarded, they can't win off of. It's something in Bastion called Fruity 10. Which basically means if you discard that tile, your winning hand cannot contain that tile, or cannot contain the need for that tile as the final tile. Trying to be careful here. I'm literally just going to be discarding things that they don't need on the other side while trying to build my hand up as best as I can, because right now things are very dangerous. I think they might need this tile. I'll discard the 1. I think the 7 of bamboo is what they're looking for right now. Nope! Alright, 7 bamboo is a safe discard. That's good to know. I'm probably not gonna keep this. This is not a safe discard yet. Like, these are guaranteed safe discards. I'll discard this for now. Like, my hand here, what I'm looking for is actually to look for a 7-pin tile, or even a 3-pin tile. Because I have the red dragons here. Ooh, if I kept the 1-pin tile, actually, I could discard the 9-pin. Alright, well, there goes the 7-pin tiles. So I must pivot at this point. I can't win without pivoting. Alright, let's discard that. So what I can do now with this hand, because there's no 7... Okay, I drew the pair. Okay, that was one of the dangerous discards I was anxious on because it looks like they could be waiting on one. They could be waiting on one of the non-discarded bamboo tiles. That's generally how it goes when you discard that tile. It's because you don't need it anymore, right? What you can't and what you're looking for is the rest that's currently undiscarded. I'm lucky. I'm pretty lucky so far. But any of my discards right now can easily be my downfall. Okay, we were both looking for. They were looking for 4 or 5. I was looking 4 or 5. And that's why I said it was dangerous. And it's a good thing I kept my guns and took a chance, which was discard my bamboo, in case they were looking for bamboo. But they just happened to not be. In fact, they were actually looking for tiles I held, which was pretty unlucky for them. I mean, it's unlucky and lucky at the same time. If I happen to decide, oh, let's switch my weight, because I could discard the 5-pin tile there. No, I couldn't, actually. I was waiting for a 5-pin because I was waiting for double sequences there. So, no, never mind. I take that back. They were completely unlucky. But if I changed my weight, however, you saw how earlier they discarded an 8-pin tile, and that's a hell of an early Rishi. I'm scared. I'm very scared right now. Alright. When people discard, I follow suit. I can't. Okay, good. Red Dragon's a safe discard. Out. Be gone. Be gone. I can't be risking stuff. Oh no! Okay, discard this. I do like this music. Okay, that's a safe discard. Whew! See, that's the thing. I may be playing without hesitation with my discards, but at the same time, it's because I don't have much of a choice in what I discard right now. Like right now, I have a sequence here, a sequence here. If I have a chance to call out a triple here, I will. Not this sequence. Not this triple. I need this as my pair. It's a nice little pair. I can discard this tile, but I don't know if they're waiting on it, which is the issue. Or this tile, for example. Someone could be waiting on it. This side, probably? No. They're both waiting on it. Wow. Alright, so I thought she was waiting for it. I didn't realize they were also waiting for it. There was a smaller hand, luckily. So I didn't lose too big, but it's still a pretty heavy loss there. And the reason I didn't keep that is because, well, my hand wasn't meant for that. Like, it was one of those hands where I need to discard that. Unless I wanted to drastically change my weight. I was hoping that neither of them were gonna wait for it, but it turns out both of them were. Their discards, I couldn't read that they wanted the 7-pin. Their discards, however, I realized 7-pin was probably something they wanted. Okay, let's discard that. Oh, now that I look at it, probably, considering I drew the second red dragon, I shouldn't have discarded the south wind, actually. That was a pretty free triple right there too, since I need to just get sets out now, since I have the red dragon pair. So that's a misplay. That's a very easily identifiable misplay that where, even though that wasn't my win tile, keeping it and calling it out instead of, because since I drew the pair of red dragons, it doesn't matter if that wasn't my win. It's not worth anything, Han-wise, but it held value by just helping me be one step closer to Tenpai, and thus finishing my hand. So that was definitely a mistake of a discard on my end, because that's 2 tiles. That's 2 turns where I just kind of sent out tiles I could have kept and be one step closer with my hand. Okay, so now I'm actually in a pretty decent spot here. Yes. I'm gonna discard this. Yeah, this. Either way, the 6 bamboo is going to be a weight, but at least this way I can do 6 or 9 bamboo. It's a bit of a better weight. And there's at no point in time should I ever just be discarding this. This is what's known as a Dora. It's worth 1 Han of points. Sure, it's not by itself. It is not a win condition, but I already have my win condition, my dragon. So this will simply give me a cheap, like just having a single win condition and that being it. It's a super cheap hand. It's the cheapest you can go. But having this here means that I get more points. And now that they con and opened up a second Dora tile, so dead wall tile, my 4 bamboo is also now considered a Dora. So now I have 2 Doras. If I win with this hand, it's worth slightly even more points, which is wonderful. So 6 or 9 bamboo discard, or I draw either or, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm in a fairly decent spot right now, I think. Kind of unfortunate how things are playing out though. Just a little bit. Not gonna lie. Like, if you see this, look at all these Montiles I've discarded. Okay. If I had to guess what they're looking for, this side's probably looking for. Do you if I make a tweet using the picture you made, would you like to announce it? And oh no, no problem. Take it. I don't mind whatsoever. Yeah, see, that's what I said. They're probably looking for a Montile. The reason why I know that is because when they called Ricci, they discarded a Montile. No, don't worry about that, Darrow. Don't worry. We're in the middle of playing Mahjong right now. Fun times all around. Yeah, and Kishan, if you didn't hear what I said, yeah. Use it. No problemo. I mean, I could tweak it for you if you want me to, because I did that with, like, it being my collab, like, me announcing that for the collab in mind. Hence why I'm so much bigger in the picture. But if you want, like, a version where you're bigger in the picture, and I'm, like, on the side, just ask. I can make an edit. Alright, if you say so. It was just something quick I threw together, so it's actually a bit of a copy of like my last collab stream, and if anyone else is joining, I can also edit that and add them in as well. Okay, no reason to keep the red dragon here. I'm going for a Ricci hand here because I'm actually very close. So what I'm looking for here is actually to either complete a sequence here, complete a sequence, or a triple here, or complete a triple here. If I complete a triple here, I discard the 6, and I'm looking for a 3 or 6 bamboo. If I complete a sequence here, which means I get the 7 pin tile, I discard the 8 pin tile. If I get a triple here, I discard the 6 pin tile. If I complete a sequence here, I discard. I can discard either the 6 pin or the 8 pin tile. So I'm looking for either the 7 pin or the 8 pin. So those are like my possible outs at the moment. I do not want to call cheat because my only win condition right now is Ricci. If I call it, I'd have to discard the 1. Because I would be lacking a win condition if I call this, which is why I didn't do it. Oh, it's Senbon Sakura. Nice. So, yeah, definitely not calling anything out. Okay, that's a pretty fancy pick up here. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm committing to a different thing here, where I'm going to need to draw either a 4 or 7 pin tile. And that's, like, basically I'm just changing my weight. Like, the 8... I basically said I don't want to wait for the 8 pin triple. Or the 8 mon tile triple. I don't want to wait for either of those. So drawing the 5 pin means I switch the weight for either of those to a 4-7 pin tile weight. So that's what's happening here. The 4-7, I was either waiting for draw one of those or a 3-6 pin bamboo tile weight. Either or was going to happen here, and now I've got my 4-7. And now 3 of us are in Ricci, which means we're now down to a game of luck, and they've lost their luck there. Ooh, that's a lot of Dora right there, 7,700 points. On top of that, they get the Ricci sticks. So I lose out for calling Ricci there, but can't help that. Right, so now I'm dealer. So I'm now dealer. I'm East Wind, and it's also East 4. So the wind tiles hold 0 purpose for me to keep them in my hand right now. So they're the primary candidates to discard right now. I'm keeping the dragon because there's a possibility that I can do something with it. I do not want any terminal tiles in my hand, by the way, unless I go for a Ricci hand. But right now it doesn't look like it. Actually, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. I can go for this, but that requires me to draw the 8 pin. Not 8 pin, 8 bamboo. Okay, discard that. So what happened just now is I drew the 6 bamboo tile, which means now I have a 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. So that means I'm waiting on either 5 or 8 bamboo here. So there is absolutely no reason for me to be keeping the 9 bamboo tile, because 9 was supposed to finish up a sequence with the 7, 7, 8, 9. That's a sequence, but because I drew a 6, I can discard the 9 just fine. So now I'm still looking for that 8 bamboo tile, but now I also open up the opportunity to look for the 5 bamboo tile as well. And it's the same deal with the 1 and the 4 pin tile here. I have the 2, so I'm looking for the 3. 1, 2, 3, right? And you can't go less than 1. So with the 4 here, it's a different tile but the same weight. It's the same tile I'm looking for right now, which is why I discard those. And one of the bigger reasons why I would I want to discard the 1 instead of the 4, I can now say, give me one moment, discard the tile. And you rely on Go Translate for Nani. That's not Nani. Hongo. I actually have no clue what that kanji is, so let me just quickly Google Translate that. Funny how you say you don't need to use Google Translate, but I do. I don't know. Google Translate is my best friend, dude. Actually, my best friend. Mainichi Nihongo o benkyou shimasu. Alright. Those are kanjis I'm gonna have to learn later, but... Kan? Am I looking to Kan? Okay. So, I just made a move here, which is... I called for the Kan here. And I think my gamble paid off. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunate that I discarded the 9 pin tile. If I didn't, I could actually be calling for Ricci right now. That's okay. That's okay. So what am I looking for here? I am looking for... What I can do is I actually also pivot off my double sequences here. Perfect. So what I want to do is look for more triplets, and the reason why I'm doing that is because the 7 pin is getting more and more difficult to discard away. So I'm looking for ways to change up my hand so that I can quickly look for a win. So right now I'm looking for a 2-pin tile, like someone discard or I just draw it. 9 bamboo. And because I'm looking for triplets, if it's in the pool of discards, especially so if it's mine of all places, I definitely want to discard it. With 2 tiles being discarded means I cannot get a triple out of it. At best, it's going to be a pair. No reason to keep that for now. As it stands, I already have 2 pairs. So I'm looking to complete another pair here, turn into a triple, or draw another pair so I can make another discard here. So 4 bamboo. Discard this. I don't think anyone's waiting for this, which they aren't, which is good. A way to tell is discard here, and this person discard 2 5s. So normally you wouldn't be doing that if you're going for a hand full of pin tiles. Alright, final discard, and I'm the only one. Oh, okay, there's 2. So I played pretty poorly there, all things considered. I tried taking some gambles, but they didn't pay off in the end. So it's a loss. Not a hard loss, mind you. I still have points. I don't consider having points a hard loss. It's just being 4th. That's all that is. Okay, let's continue. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy that I'm actually streaming at this hour where I'm actually very vocal about things right now. It's like the middle of the day, or it's the evening hours for me, but it's not like nighttime, so I can be loud. I have my energy, and I have a pretty bad hand. Alright, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Alright, so just follow suit with the win discards. With one of each win, it's not something I want. The best hand I could go for here would be the 13 Orphans, which is one of each win tile, dragon tile, and all the 1 and 9s of each suit. It's a special hand. It's worth a lot of points, like a lot of points. But that is a nasty hand to draw. And I think the only time I'd ever consider doing that is if I happen to get the what's known as the initial 9-terminal hand draw, and they're all unique. So the initial terminal 9 draw basically lets you turns that round into a draw, and we just reshuffle the hands. Deep L. I think so. I hear Deep L. I hear a lot of people talk about Deep L. I use Google Translate just because it's easier, or it's what I've used for so long. It's more accessible in my opinion. But for sure, if Deep L is a better translator, then by all means. I kind of go for like whatever I can find on the internet. So I'll start using Deep L. Does Deep L have a vocal section to it, a voice? It's fine. I don't want these tiles. Alright. It's a bit of a shame I discarded the 1 bamboo, but I wasn't really going for that. I wanted to discard this so I can pivot into a dragon in case pivot into or away from a dragon in case I drew it. And also for I thought it was my only bamboo tile. So my rationale there was, it's a pretty off tile, and it was only a single one in a hand full of pins and mon tiles. I figured I might as well discard it. It doesn't assist the rest of my hand. So right now my hand is looking pretty nice. I have a pretty good sequence of pin tiles I've drawn. I do want to call the East Wind tiles. Once discarded, so there's actually only one left. Discard this as well. Someone probably wants it. Oh my! Alright, wasn't expecting that. Perhaps I should have waited. Alright, so here right now, the 9-pin is one of those tiles that I think should just go. There's no reason to keep it. As for the dragons, I like to keep them a couple turns in because usually I'll draw another one. So I'd like to have that as a possible win condition, but I'm not feeling it. And I don't know how many people play like the way I do, which is generally off feel than it is off numbers. Like, numbers are great and they help, but I generally play off the feeling of the tiles themselves, where based on how people are discarding, how long they take to think about tiles. What doesn't help is when lag happens, right? Because I can't tell how much of a person's thinking is due to lag versus how much they're actually spending that time to think. If a tile being discarded is instantaneous, you can generally tell there's a good reason for it. When people have to take more time to think about their discard, that's when you know that it's a tile that's in their hand, which is useful, potentially useful. And they discard it because they're pivoting to a different win condition. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So right now I have two sequences here that I want to finish up. However, I can draw myself into another sequence on this end too. I want to discard that tile so I can do sequence here. And it's not the safest tile, but it is still a tile that's relatively safe to discard. It's not the safest because it is entirely possible someone else needs it for the win. Like this person here, they could easily be looking for the 4-mon tile. This person hasn't discarded any mon tile until just then, so it's entirely possible that they could be looking for it. But the fact that I see so many mon discards here kind of indicate to me that they're kind of not looking for it. That's a good draw. Discard that. That tile kind of clogs in my hand. Do you know the anime? I do know the anime Gurren Lagann. That I've not finished it. I've seen it, and I always recommend to people. It's a great, fantastic anime. So something about that just now, the 5-mon, and why you don't deal that is because you see that they dished out the 3, the 4. You might think, oh, that means they're not looking for the 5, right? No, as you saw, they were looking for the 5. It just went the other way. Slightly contrary to what you might be thinking. And because no one else dished out the 5, it meant it was even more difficult. This was actually my wind. So that's a little painful to discard. I generally just discard winds and dragons from the beginning, because I like to go for reachy hands. And winds makes them a little more difficult, because that means I'm going for a triple and I must draw it. But that's the idea anyways. Drawing triples is not easy. Yeah. I have not finished it. I don't have any plans on finishing it either, unfortunately. I know it's a fantastic anime. I'll always recommend it to people for who's looking for anime to watch. It's easy recommendation. It was fine. My point of interest just happens to not really be there. I'll definitely go watch it again in the future, but okay. So what's happening here is I'm actually pivoting away from the 6-9. I'm actually going for a 4 montage sequence here, and then I'm actually going for. So I'm actually trying to complete this sequence over here. So I have 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 5, 6. So 4, 7 here. It's the one exception I'll make for the mecha anime category. I don't like mecha anime at all, but it's a masterpiece. I mean, it's more of a parody than an actual mecha show. It falls under the parody category, and it's usually rather apparent based on its excessive the excessive use of extremities in there. I'm considering an insensitive person, but this shit made me people have different standards, right? One person can be insensitive while another might consider you a merciful god. So this is okay. It doesn't matter. They won. Woo! Riichi, Ipatsu, fully concealed hand, Uradora. Okay. What song is this? I know the song. It's an hour and 10 minutes in. Oh, Romeo and Cinderella, right? 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What was the first anime that I can remember watch? Here, oh, I see. I would make the I would think that you're one of the newer anime watchers then, if that's the case. I remember watching anime all my life, actually. So I have a pretty large arsenal of anime under my belt, but whether or not I remember them, that's a whole different question. But Naruto's a great anime, especially for it being one of the big shonen animes that has recently ended, and now they've moved on to Boruto as its sequel of sorts. Like, you know, there's Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, or Shippuden, as you should be calling it. And then now Boruto. They're great anime to watch, especially for their fight scenes. Sometimes they have fillers and it drags on for a bit, but I mean, just because something is really popular doesn't mean it's bad. I love old and new. There's I had a remake called Dororo, which is great. I've heard Dororo. I didn't know that was a remake of something old though. That's definitely out of my realm of interests. I just know of it. I hear it also got a great adaptation, so whether or not that's true, I haven't. I mean, taste is subjective, so I haven't seen it. Oh, depends on what you mean by overrated, right? Because, in my opinion, for what it is, as like what kind of show it is fine. And I say that because Boruto is not a shonen. Contrary to what some people might believe, Boruto is not a shonen anime. It is a slice of life anime with fight combat aspects inserted into it. That's what Boruto is. I think it's fine. As a slice of life. I've never watched it myself, I've seen clips. It looks like a fairly perfectly fine slice of life anime. I mean, people, after, watching Naruto and then Shippuden, and it being the whole, you know, shonen genre, especially after Shippuden, that's a pretty big hand. After going through the whole Great Ninja War arc, where it's just constant fighting, and great fighting, mind you, great animation for the fights, at least in my opinion. It shifted genres to a slice of life show, but not in a way where people would see that immediately, because it's filling in the shoes of one of the longer airing shonens that has been. I mean, I like the idea of how it's considered Naruto, but I feel like Boruto is kind of bad because I had expected it to be like a Naruto, but it's like a parody almost. I mean, Naruto just have its own parodies, right? One Pin? One Mind. With, you know, the Naruto versus Rock Lee, or Naruto versus Konohamaru, they have their own side stories and stuff. And that's one of the things about Boruto, is that it had shoes to fill, but the direction they took the show with is completely different. So, if you look at it from the lens of a shonen anime, it's probably one of the most boring animes out there. And that's just because it's not a shonen. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just not a shonen. And it's unfortunate when people like look at it and be like, oh, what is this? I was expecting something completely different. And that's fair enough, because it's kind of taking over what was one of the longest running shonen series of all time. I mean, there's still One Piece. Then there's, you know, Hunter x Hunter, that was pretty long lasting too. The manga's still ongoing, by the way. And all that. Bleach is also fairly long as well. But I mean, there's really not much to say, in my opinion, all things considered. And again, everyone can hold to their own opinions. I haven't watched Boruto. I personally haven't finished Naruto Shippuden. Or Shippuden. I call it Shippuden because that's kind of what I started calling it back in high school. So I just know about the existence. I feel like Boruto is more aimed at younger kids than Naruto. I mean, arguably, have you seen? I can't even say that. Like, no, it definitely like reminds me of how Naruto's originally started out. To be perfectly honest, way back in the day, the OG Naruto. Definitely something that I'm reminded of, and that's just due to how. Wait, is this a? There's a 3 out. Wait, yeah, 3, 5, 6. How it was like Naruto was like the outcast kid and all that. I mean, sure, it was a little dark, but I mean, for Boruto, it's from the clips I've seen of Boruto, it started out relatively similar. So I can't say too much about it. Would it meet expectations for people going into the anime looking for something similar to Naruto. I feel like that's not, absolutely not. That's what I feel like. I don't remember how many Naruto movies I watched. Not many. I can say that much. Not many. Okay. I have been going for almost an hour now. So despite that being a loss, that's about where I want to end it actually. Lutukor, welcome! Unfortunately, I'm ending my stream now. Haha! I will be back in less than 2 hours for a Project Winters collab. What happened? Welcome back. So Kishin has announced the collab on Twitter. I should follow him back. I should follow everyone actually. Have I not? Follow. I think I've also made an announcement. I'm not sure. I think I retweeted it. Did I not make an announcement? It's not. Okay. So I will make a tweet probably around. Well, I've retweeted it, so it should be on my Twitter timeline already. So yeah, Project Winter is going to be happening. We might be getting more people. We'll see. I'll retweet this as well in case anyone else wants to join. But that will be it for now. Thank you for showing up to the Mahjong stream. It was completely impromptu. That's because I messed up my timing, like the time of mine. I thought the collab was going to start much earlier today, but turns out I don't know how to tell time. Who would have thunk it? So, thank you for showing up, and I'll be back later today with some Project Winter.